Hi everyone, welcome to Restorative Yoga. I hope everybody is well and that we're doing okay so far. So for Restorative Yoga, it is a different type of yoga. Some of you may have done it before with me, some of you may not. So this yoga is prop based and the clue is in the name. So it is about resting the body, allowing the mind just to get rid of any anxiety or negative thoughts and really just allowing everything to feel calm and rested. So there's no rushing about. We tend to hold each pose for 2 to 3 minutes. So today what you're going to need is a blanket. So hopefully everyone has these at home. So one blanket. And these are just 2 cushions that I've taken off my sofa. So anything like this that you have, or you could use pillows, it's completely up to you. So cushions or pillows and 1 blanket, that would be great. So just have those to the side of your mat before we begin. So we're going to start by lying down. So when you're ready, just come down to your mats. So starting in Shavasana, so legs out in front of you, if that's okay for your lower back. If not, then just bring the feet in and have the knees bent up if you do have any lower back issues or if that's more comfortable for you. So starting now by closing the eyes and just beginning to calm the breathing down. So starting with a deep inhale and a nice smooth long exhale. So just beginning to deepen the breath now. So breathing in, see if you can try and breathe in for a count of 4, and as you exhale, a count of 6. So breathing in for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 6. So we're going to repeat that breath 3 more times. So with each exhale, just feel the shoulders start to widen, slightly relax, and also just deepening the body into the mat. So everything's starting to feel a little bit looser with each breath. So the next inhale we take, we're going to lift the arms up and back to the mat behind. On the exhale, hug your right knee into your body. So just see how that right hip feels today. Just see how it feels around the front and back of the pelvis. Just noting anything that's going on in your body. As we breathe in, we lift the arm and leg back to the mat. Exhale, hug the left knee in towards the body. So a couple of breaths here. And again, just seeing how it feels in the left side of your hip. Inhaling everything back to the mat. Exhale, hug the right knee in towards the body. So just closing the eyes now, feeling how the body is responding to the movement. Inhale, lift everything back to the mat. Exhale, hug the left knee in towards the chest. When you're ready, we're going to add the right knee in as well. So both knees in over the chest and just rock the body from side to side. So massaging your lower back, the lumbar spine. And then just bring the knees back to centre. Hold on to each knee with your hands. As you breathe in, take the knees to arm's length. Exhale, take them wide, round and in over your chest. So breathe in, arms away. Exhale, round and in over your chest. So 3 more times, nice big circles for the hips. Stretching out the inner thighs, the adductors, and just lubricating the whole of the hip joint. So twice more. And then when you're ready, reversing, bring the knees back in over the chest, out, round and in. So 4 times this way. When you're ready, just bringing your feet down to the mat once more. So we're going to start with the left leg now, just taking a stretch for the hamstrings, the back of the thigh. So extending your left leg up towards the ceiling. You can clasp behind the left thigh if that feels nice. And just begin to point and flex the toes. So it might feel quite tight for you behind the leg. So having a little stretch here. Don't worry if your leg doesn't straighten. If it's quite bent, that's fine. Just stretching to wherever feels nice for you. Then beginning to rotate the ankle round one way and back round the other way. And then release the left leg down. So same on the right side now. Extend the right leg up, hold underneath the right thigh, and just begin to point and flex the foot here. So having a stretch in the calf and the hamstring this side. And then beginning to rotate the ankle round in one direction and then back round the other way. When you're ready, bend the knee, place the foot down, keep the arms by your side. Just bring the feet in towards the bottom now so they're not too far away from you. Coming into 2-foot support. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, tilt the pelvis, begin to peel the spine, lifting up towards your shoulders. Stay for the breath in. Exhale, bring the top of the spine down, draw the navel in towards you, and then release your lower back. So one more time, take a breath in. Exhale, tilt your pelvis, peel and lift your spine all the way up to your shoulders. Stay for the breath in, and as you exhale, bring the top of the back down, draw the navel in, and then release the pelvis. That's lovely. So bring your knees in over your chest. You can come back to the rocking again if you'd like to. And then gently placing the feet down, we're just going to help ourselves up to all fours now. So coming into cat stretch. So you may notice as well in restorative yoga, so I've kept my socks on and I've got a jumper on as well. So it's quite nice to keep the body warm in restorative yoga. So if you want to, it's fine to have socks on and layers as well. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So starting with a simple cat, take a breath in. As you exhale, round the spine, draw the navel up and drop the head. As you breathe in, uncurl the spine, lifting up chin and chest. Exhale to round the body, draw the navel in. Inhale, uncurl through the back, lifting up chin and chest. So twice more, we're rounding the spine. Inhaling to uncurl. So close the eyes if you want to as well. Exhale to round. And inhale, uncurl. So this time as we exhale, we're rounding the spine, squeezing that breath out, and just bring the bottom back to the heels, coming into child's pose now. So just taking a few resting breaths in child's pose. So deep breath in and long, smooth exhale. So when you're ready, lift the body back up to all fours. Begin to tuck your toes under. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, lift the hips up and back into down face dog. So just begin to walk through the feet here in dog, stretching out the back of the legs again. So you might hear the ankles crack or click a few times, just as we're stretching through the body. And then see if you could hold dog for 3 breaths now. When you're ready, bring the knees down, round your spine, hips back to heels. And this time, if you'd like to, just sweep the arms by the ankles and just rotate the wrists, because there's a lot of pressure through the wrists for downward dog. So just releasing them now. So when you're ready, gently bring yourself up to either sitting on the heels, but if that's not nice for your knees, you can either pad your knees using your blanket, so one of your props. You could pad your knees using your mat, or just simply come down to cross legs. So we're just going to roll through the shoulders a couple of times and open out the front of the chest. So as we breathe in, we rise up. Lift the arms, arch the back, exhale round and down. So breathe in, lifting up, exhale round and down. One more time, breathe in, exhale, release. That's lovely, well done. So we've done our warm up now. Body should be feeling a little bit warmer. And we're going to start by coming into our first restorative pose. So for this one, you're just going to need your 2 cushions. So have your cushions just one side of your mat. We're going to come into a restorative version of shoulder stand. So gently bring your body down to the mat and keep the knees bent up. Okay, so on the mat, in this position, we're going to lift the pelvis up and just place 1 cushion at a time underneath the bottom. So bringing 1 cushion underneath you, and just see how that feels for your spine. So 1 cushion may be enough to lift the pelvis. If you want to have 2, it makes the pose a little bit more, I suppose it's more of an inversion with 2 cushions. So if it feels okay for your body, lift the pelvis up again and bring the 2nd cushion underneath. And then lower the bottom back down. So you've got that nice bit of padding underneath the bottom. The shoulders should be free and relaxed, head to centre. So when you're ready, we're going to start by bringing the knees in over your chest and gently extend up towards the ceiling. So the feet are flexed in shoulder stand, legs perpendicular to the ceiling, and just taking a few breaths here. So if you can, begin to close the eyes. And we're going to be holding shoulder stand for 2 to 3 breaths. So we're trying to focus really on the breathing while we're here. So coming back to deep breath in and long, smooth exhale. So if anything feels too strong for your body, you can just bring the knees in towards your chest if it gets too much. Lovely. So when you're ready, gently opening your eyes, bend your knees and just bring the knees in towards you. So just allowing the blood just to come back down towards the feet. We're going to stay in this position now, so keeping the cushions exactly where they are. So 2nd restorative pose, we're going to come into wide legs, so supported wide legs. As we breathe in, we extend the legs up, and this time we allow them to go wide. So for some of you, this may be enough. If your legs are quite flexible, you may want to help the outside of the thighs with your hands, just holding and supporting the legs either side. If that's not comfortable, just allow gravity to help the legs come down. So we're going to stay here again for about a minute or so. So closing the eyes, come back to the breathing. So deep breath in and long, smooth exhale. See if you can breathe in for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 6. So when you're ready, very gently bend the knees in, help them together and just keep them in over your chest as a counter pose. Well done, everyone. If you manage to keep the legs up and take the legs wide, that's really lovely. So when you're ready, just placing the feet back onto the floor now and just keeping the cushions where they are. You might need to readjust them if your bottom's sort of sliding off one way, then just bring them back to centre underneath your pelvis again. So this time we're going to keep the arms down by our sides and we're going to start extending the legs forwards. So we're opening out the front of the hip flexor. So when you're ready, take a breath in. As you exhale, just extend your right leg forward. So probably will feel quite a strong stretch right at the top of the thigh, opening the top of the hip. So we're going to hold for a couple of breaths here, so you can come back to eyes closed in the practice as well. Keeping the breathing just flowing and really calm with the breath. So the longer the breath, the calmer the body is going to be. On your next exhale, draw the right leg back in, and this time take a breath in to centre, extend the left leg away. So now we're opening out the front of the left hip. So just taking note of how it feels this side for your body. And on your next exhale, draw the left leg back in. So if you felt that it was quite strong for your lower back, then stay with the single legs, so one leg away, coming in and extending the other one. If not, we can try both legs together. So hold on to your cushion so you've got something to hold on to. Begin to slide the legs away. So we're opening out the front of both hips now. So holding again for a few breaths here. You can really breathe into the diaphragm from this position as well, really nicely. So slowly taking a breath in, and as you exhale, gently bringing one knee up and then the other one. So feet are on the floor. We've just come back to our start position. So we're going to gradually remove the cushions from underneath the pelvis now. So when you're ready, take a breath in, exhale, gently lift your pelvis up, take one cushion away. So just bring one cushion down, keep the other one there for now. Let the back settle. When you're ready, lifting the pelvis up, take the second cushion away and try not to plonk your spine down. Really peel the spine all the way back down to your mat. And just lying with the feet on the floor, the knees bent up, Again, allow the body to resettle back into its neutral position. And then if it feels nice, you can bring the knees in over the chest, rock the back side to side, or you can extend the legs and just come down to lying, whichever feels nice for your body today. So when we're ready, just gently helping yourself up now to seated. We're going to take our blanket now. So the blanket can just be folded in half. So mine's about this sort of thickness. We're just going to be propping it underneath the sit bones while we sit up. So just bringing it underneath the bottom. So we're propped up while we're seated, just elevating the spine slightly. So either coming into cross legs. If cross legs doesn't feel nice for you, you can just extend the legs out in front of you. It's up to you. However feels nice for your body today. We're going to come into a seated twist. So one hand on top of each knee and just draw the shoulder blades down the spine. So keeping the eyes closed, taking a deep breath in and a nice long exhale. And imagine as you breathe in, the breath is coming from the bottom of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, the breath is flowing out from the crown of the head down towards the tailbone. And then when you're ready, take your left hand to your right knee. Place the right hand behind you, but try not to twist yet. So keep the body squared forward. Take a breath in here. And now as you exhale, begin to corkscrew the body round to look over your right shoulder. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. So try to keep the shoulders down, away from your ears in the twist. And when you're ready, slowly come back to center, one hand on top of each knee. We're going to come back to the 2 breaths. So as you breathe in, breathing in from the lumbar spine, so the bottom of the spine, all the way up to the crown of the head. And then as you take a breath in, exhale from the top of the head all the way down to the tailbone. So inhaling, bring the breath all the way up from the lower back to the top of the head. Exhale, breath comes down from the top of the head all the way to the tailbone. So this time taking the right hand on top of the left knee, left hand behind you, square the body forwards, take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to corkscrew the spine and look over the left shoulder. So keep the shoulders down, make sure they haven't crept up by the ears, and holding for 3 breaths. When you're ready, come back to center. Well done. So one of our last restorative poses we're going to do today, just help yourself off your blanket now. We can pop that to one side. Let's grab our cushions. So you're going to set the 2 cushions up behind you, and then with your blanket, just placing your blanket across the cushions. So you've got quite a high solid base to lie your back onto. So one of the most popular restorative poses is called Supta Baddha Konasana, which simply means bound angle pose. It's a really lovely pose for opening out your hips and the top of your back. So just bringing your bottom quite close towards your cushions. Have the feet on your mat, feet together here. We want to place the top of the back. You might just want to look first before you come into it. So you're going to bring your shoulder blades onto your blanket, and you can either hold the hands behind the head, so the spine is open at the top here, the chest is open. If that doesn't feel nice, then just take your arms wide and let the head rest. So once you've set up your arm position, either hands behind the head or arms out, we're going to take the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide. So this pose we tend to hold for 3 minutes. So really use this time to let go. It's a very open pose. We can really allow the breath to flow fluidly from the top of the body all the way down to the end of the body. We can open out through the diaphragm and through the lungs as well. So nice deep inhalation, nice long smooth exhale. So keeping the eyes closed and really start to relax, let the body sink. If anything doesn't feel comfortable for you, if the knees feel too wide, just bring them back together, that feels nicer. Okay, so make this pose work for you. So really bringing the breath into play. You can breathe in for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6. Very gently. Just if you've got the hands behind the head, release the arms down and just begin to help the knees back up together. And as a counter pose, we're going to walk the feet to the outside edges of your mat and bring the knees together so that they're knock-kneed. So just holding for a couple of moments with the knees together, just lying in this position, keeping the breath just gently flowing. And then very gently, when you're ready, just begin to walk your feet back to centre and just pressing the hands down, just begin to help yourself back up to seated. I hope you all enjoyed that particular pose. That's one of my favourites. It's a really nice one to do, and it's one that you can return to any time as well, especially if you just need to find a bit of peace in your day. Okay, so we're going to set up now for Shavasana, so our relaxation pose. So Shavasana is quite personal, it's different for every individual really. So what I would suggest is, if you have any lower back concerns or issues, you may want to have your blanket rolled up underneath your knees, so you've got a bit of padding for them. So when you come down to lying, you've got that support there. If you quite like having the chest lifted, if you have a cold or a cough or runny nose, anything like that, it's sometimes nicer to have the chest elevated. So again, you could have the two cushions behind you and the blanket, and just have yourself propped up so the top of the body is quite high and arms out to the side. So however is comfortable for you. And I'm just going to talk you through a little bit of breath work so you get comfortable in your Shavasana of choice. So either blanket underneath the knees, head and shoulders on top of the cushions and the pillow, and the blanket. Or you could do none of that, you could just simply come down to lying on your mat. So whichever you prefer. So once you're in that comfortable position, begin to close your eyes. And just start with a really nice deep breath in. And that long, smooth exhale again. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your arms to relax. Allow the lower back to release. Allow the hips to release. All the way down to your ankles. And we're going to focus our breath now around the abdominal area, so around the belly. So as you breathe in, take a really nice deep breath in towards your diaphragm. So feel the belly rise, and as you exhale, just feel it gently come down. So breathe in, feel the belly rise, and exhale, feel it gently come down. So one more time, deep breath in, feel the belly rise and lift. Exhale, feel it come down. We're going to take our awareness now with our breathing to the either sides of our rib cage. So as we breathe in now, we feel the sides of the ribs expand, and as we exhale, we feel them gently contract back together. So breathing in, feel the ribs expand. Exhale, feeling them come back together. One more time. Inhale, feel the ribs widen. Exhale, feeling them come back together. And now taking awareness to the top of the lungs, so the very upper lobes of our lungs. So thinking about the collarbone. As we breathe in, feel the collarbone begin to rise. And as you exhale, feel the collarbone gently come down. Inhale, feel the collarbone rise. Exhale, feel it gently come down. One more time. Inhale, feel the collarbone rise. Exhale, gently come down. So we're going to piece together all three parts of the breath into one full yogic breath now. So as you breathe in, let the breath expand from the belly to the sides of the ribs, all the way up to the top of the lungs, so the collarbone, and exhale slowly and fully. Let the breath flow out of the body. So twice more, breathe in from the diaphragm, feel the belly rise, feel the ribs widen and the collarbone rise. Exhale slowly and fully. So one more time on your own. Take the breath in, feel it rise all the way up to the top of the lungs, and exhale slowly and fully. So just staying with the eyes closed now for a moment. Allow your breath to gently return back to normal. And you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you need today. Or if you want to come up to seated, you can, it's up to you. Or you can simply stay where you are. If you're seated, bring your hands together in prayer at the heart center. Take a deep breath in, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands together in prayer. Namaste. Thank you very, very much for practicing with me today. And I hope that that little bit of restorative yoga we've done together can just allow you to feel a bit calmer and maybe a bit easier through the body. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.